All right, all right. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. Welcome back to the year 2020, and also the Rogues Gallery. This is Eagle Island. Eagle Island's a little weird, and it has both a story mode and a rogue mode. The story mode has a lot of roguelike elements. The rogue mode is separated into a bunch of different challenges that go into different difficulty and biomes. I haven't gotten too far into it because I've been spending most of the time in story mode. But we're going to do the medium length rogue mode. So in Eagle Island, you play as Quill and his terminally concussed bird, Koji. The main thing you do is throw Koji at enemies, and at walls, and pretty much at everything. He's your only method of attack. So it is a platformer. So one of the big mechanics is, as you can see, when I hit things, if I hit them quick enough and in succession, I get a combo. And the longer your combo, the more gold and silver coins that are dropped. And if you get a combo of 3 or more, actually 4 or more, you get health drops, which are important because this game is pretty hard. So gold coins are used to open chests, which we will probably find eventually. And silver coins are used to buy upgrades at shops. Right now we start out as... Oh, here's a chest that costs nothing to open. Usually you just have gold coins in them. Right now we start out in the rogue mode as basic Quill. The only ability we have is to swim. We'll find more eventually. But here's a bird. He has a chest. We can pay 19 gold and get our first upgrade. These go into little slots at the top. We can have 4 at the same time. And this one lets me do a super jump, which is okay. The truth is, when it comes to upgrades, there's really only one good one. That's not true, but there's one you want to look out for all the time. And that's the extra health one, which we can buy at a shop. So let's see if we can find ourselves one of those. There is friendly fire on some enemies, so those guys exploded themselves. Interesting thing to note, you can tell by the purple blocks here that this is a special room. It is an upgrade room. So I have to kill everything in here. Oh man, this is a mess. When I do, I get a very special upgrade. This one is Zafara's Feather. So in the main story is a little bit more like a mix of Metroidvania and roguelite. But in the main story, your bird has 4 special forms. A lightning form, a fire form, and a frost form. And of course, your regular old form. So to power our lightning form, we need Mono Rock, which you can get by getting combos. Occasionally enemies drop it. So before I can really show it off, I gotta find some juice. This might be a good opportunity to get some though. Or I could just miss. I was kinda hoping for a big combo. In general, when you're wandering through the level, you want to kill everything in it. Because there are certain doors that are locked by kills. And it sucks to get halfway through the dungeon or the level and realize that you can't go forward because you skipped a bunch of enemies. So you always want to be killing stuff if you can. I am gonna leave that guy alone now. It's too much trouble. I lied. So it looks like somewhere along the way I picked up a mono rock. You can see in the top left, it's that blue stone next to my health. I'm not sure what the luck rune stone does. I never figured it out. But maybe we'll find out as we play. And that gate that just fell open was one of those enemy doors. And the red markings here mean we're about to fight a boss. There's around, I don't know, 6 or 7 different kinds of bosses in the game. They depend on biome. Right now I'm in a cave, and this guy is the cave boss. Generally, bosses are pretty easy. The thing you have to worry about is the level itself. But notice while I'm getting combos, I can always call the bird back and just keep throwing it as long as I hit something. So I can just kind of float in this guy's face and mash attack and win. And get a different feather. Ikora's feather is pretty bad. It's kind of useless. Let's show off the lightning one. This one, if I can line up the shot, will go through enemies. It'll pierce enemies so you can hit multiple if you can line them up correctly. While the frost one freezes enemies, which is, like I said, not super useful in most situations. It's used mostly for puzzles in the main game. And speaking of the main game, I would feel bad if I didn't say this. I did a stream of it. Some people may have seen it. I thought I was near the end when I finished the stream, but actually the game, I was like 1/4 of the way through. It's actually pretty long. So I don't want people to think I did Eagle Island dirty. It's a decent length for the price. So here's our shop. We can spend our silver coins here. What I always buy is extra heart, just because I'm bad at the game, so having more hearts helps. This guy's pretty good too, though. The ghost rune stone means I can throw my bird through walls without him smashing into them. Which is what falconry is truly about. Ghost birds and concussions. So now we've entered a different biome. You can see a few new enemy types. Like these guys. Worth noting is if Koji hits an enemy's projectile, he gets stunned temporarily. The frog tongues do not stun him, though. And as I noted, when you hit something, you can always call him back right away. You can also hold him for a little while to hover in the air if you need to. Although he is on a limit, so you can't hover indefinitely. Ooh, that was close. Alright, let's try a shot. There we go. So that's what the lightning one is useful for. These turtle guys, I don't think they're invincible if you hit them in the shell, but it takes a lot more to kill them. So you always want to hit them in the face. We are in the rainy biome. I don't think you run into any special gimmicks in these stages. In the main story, there are a few biomes with gimmicks that make you rush through the stage or snowboard down stuff. It's like you're in Sonic. But on this length and this difficulty, things are pretty simple. Also, you might have noticed a heart drop there, because I got a combo of 4, I believe. Alright, so if you're full up and you don't want to get rid of stuff, you can trash it. If I were playing story mode, I could store those in my bag and use them later. But in rogue mode, they're gone. You use them or you lose them. And to be fair, I shouldn't even open that chest. My loadout right now is pretty good. But overall in this game, I'd say items mean less. Mostly it rewards just plain well. There's no super, super good items except for extra health. Alright, I've been terrible at navigating this map. Let's kill these guys real quick, and then we'll see if we can find the actual correct direction. One important thing to note about runestones, though, they do degrade over time. So there's a time limit on these guys, or either that or a use limit, depends on the one. So eventually my extra health will go away, and that's what my purple runestone on the far right is doing. It makes them last longer, which is very useful. That was close. Ladybugs are one of the worst enemies in the game. That's a pretty good combo. I think I'm going to keep my stones. We'll see what's in here. So I didn't really mention it, but these rooms with the birds are not exactly checkpoints, they're fast travel points. And whenever you're in a clear room with a bird, you get access to a shop. And when I say bird, I mean this giant totem over here on the left. Alright, so let's buy some stuff. I think I'm going to get rid of luck, because I really don't know what it does. And I could always use more health. These other stones aren't so great. Don't need any health or mana rock, so I think we're good. Unfortunately, we're still missing the final fire form of Koji, which is probably the best one because it acts like an explosive. It kills everything in a radius. So out of the 4, it's the most useful. So that looks like our last boss door, so let's check that out. This is also a pretty easy boss. Amphidra. Much like the other guy, you kind of stand in front of his face and throw your bird at him until he dies. He, however, has projectiles, which the bird can block if they get at the right angle. Hey, speaking of that fire form. Let's see what this does. It does that. Pretty useful for clearing out rooms with a lot of enemies packed in one space. We're gonna grab one more heart. Once again, I am bad at this game, so I want to ensure that I will not die. And then I believe our next boss will be the final one if we can find him. These guys with the skulls are mini bosses. They usually are in rooms with locked doors and you have to kill them to get out. You also have to kill other enemies, which can occasionally lead to really unfair situations. but not so much in this map. Alright, I'm gonna make a... never mind. I was gonna try to make a good shot. This guy would hold still. There we go. Ghost. Multiple ghosts. Ghosts are also kind of bosses, but they're very easy to kill. Alright, looks like our enemy's stocked up on health. Let's grab one last heart, replace our last runestone. I should probably be picking more exciting choices to show off. But if I find a chest, I'll open it. Some other abilities that we might not see. There's a powered up special attack that you can charge for the bird. There is a double jump. I think those are the main ones. There's a super jump too. Oh, I hate these guys. These guys are the worst. So you have to hit them and then get out of there. If that big frost hits you, it'll freeze you in place, which doesn't do damage, but it does allow free hits from the statue if you can aim. Alright, let's see what's in here. That launches a bonus rock attack. There's a bunch of elemental feather upgrades, but I always found them to be, I don't know, not worth the investment when I could just get another heart. Because as you've seen, regular Koji does some pretty good work all on his own. He's more than sufficient. This guy lets me throw the bird farther. And let's put that heart back on. Why not? Just wasting all my money here. I'm feeling right. I was wrong. Looks like we got another boss room here. So you would think those guys would be weak to the fire attack. They're actually not. It's very strange. But this should be our last boss. I don't actually remember this guy. Oh, yes I do. He's a wizard. In story mode, by the time you fight this guy, you have a double jump. And not having one here makes things pretty difficult. But not that difficult. Only took, what, 2 hits? That's not too bad. And with that, we win. You also get a ranking when you're done. I don't really know what it goes by. It might be time, it might be enemies killed, it might be both. But I guess I did good. And that's Eagle Island. I like it. It's pretty good. I'll see you next time.